Her family believes that she may have been dealing with a mental health crisis at the time of her disappearance. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you. And also please don't forget to hit the notification bell below so that you can be alerted when we post new videos. So let's just get right into today's case. Today's case is about the disappearance of beautiful 23-year-old Darian Michelle Hudson. Darian was last seen in Stillwater, Oklahoma in October of 2017. She was last seen wearing a pair of blue jeans and a white t-shirt. Her family believes that she may have been dealing with a mental health crisis at the time of her disappearance. Prior to her disappearance, she had recently suffered a miscarriage. She had also broken up with her boyfriend, and she had also lost her beloved dog, Zig. It seemed like everything that could go wrong was going wrong for Darian at one time, which would explain why she was in such a fragile state. On October 21st, 2017, Darian reached out to her mom, Stephanie Hudson, and told her that she wanted to move back to Wichita, Kansas, which is where she was from. And Stephanie agreed. It was fine with her. I believe Darian moved to Oklahoma to attend school. She started attending Langston University in 2014, according to her Facebook page, which is located just 26 miles southwest of Stillwater. Stephanie would talk to Darian every day to make sure she was okay, but after her disappearance, she realized that Darian may have been saying she was okay, but not really okay at all. Darian worked as a server at a Chili's on Perkins Road in Stillwater. She worked there for 2 years, and friends and family say that it was not like her to miss work or be absent at all. Her Twitter profile says that she was a retired softball player, so I'm guessing that she either graduated from Langston University or took a break for some reason. Or she may have stopped once she realized she was pregnant, or once, she just may have decided to take a break. Darian was very active on social media. Both her Facebook page and Twitter account are active. They show a beautiful, fun-spirited, social, outgoing young girl. On October 25th, Darian's friends reached out to Stephanie because they had been frantically looking for her but couldn't get in contact with her. When her parents were notified that friends and coworkers were not able to get in contact with Darian, they immediately headed for Stillwater the very next day to check on her. They went to Darian's home, which was located at the 500 block of West 5th Street in Stillwater. Once they arrived at the house, they found the front door open, the lights on, dishes in the sink, and all of Darian's belongings still there, including her cell phone. Her parents ultimately reported Darian missing to authorities on October 28, 2017. Soon after police began their investigation, they received numerous tips from people saying that they saw a young woman in the area who resembled Darian. On October 26, 2017, witnesses believe Darian was spotted heading towards the intersection of Country Club and McElroy near a wooded area. At that time, the area was near an active construction site where St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church was being built in Stillwater. About a month after Darian went missing, police tracked a man to a hotel in Oklahoma City attempting to use one of Darian's credit cards. The man said he and his co-workers saw Darian's purse hanging from a drainage pipe at the construction site and decided to take it. As a result, police visited the construction site and spoke to numerous construction workers there. Two workers said they saw a woman resembling Darian's description on the date of October 26, 2017. The woman believed to be Darian was sitting on the ground in a wooded area just south of the church. Police interviewed construction workers who said they tried to check on her, but she just looked at them with this blank stare and refused to talk. The workers say they told their boss, and then another group of workers tried to talk to the woman, but again, she wouldn't say anything. Police attempted to contact all of the construction workers who worked on the church's construction site at the time, but were unable to do so due to poor record keeping and because of the number of contractors and subcontractors on the site. St. Francis Catholic Church is huge, and I am sure that at any given point in time of day, there could have been at least 100 construction workers there doing work. While police continued to search the area, a local resident who lives just east of the church said that he also saw the same woman resembling Darian the day of October 26th, coming from the wooded area and talking to his grandchildren. Another resident also said they saw the woman believed to be Darian sitting on a piece of construction equipment on the evening of October 26. The woman was acting as if she was waiting for a ride or for someone to come and pick her up. No one else has come forward since then to say that they saw Darian after October 26, 2017. Now, this is very odd to me and heartbreaking at the same time, because when you think about it, if the timeline of events and accounts are accurate about Darian's whereabouts on October 26th, it would seem like her parents were basically just missing her because they would have been in Stillwater at this point, because Wichita is about 2.5 hours away at most. I can't imagine knowing that I was desperately searching for my child and our paths seemed to be crossing, but without any luck of us meeting up. After police received the tip about the credit card and questioned the workers at the construction site, they also decided to search the wooded area near the construction site with cadaver dogs in early December of 2017, but only found Hudson's sweatshirt and her wallet. Since then, the trail for Darian Michelle Hudson has gone cold. They have not received any additional leads. As of October 2019, police say Darian's case is Stillwater's one and only missing persons case. In hopes of generating new leads, police decided to reach out to the Oklahoma Investigation Bureau's cold case unit to have Darian's photograph placed on cold case playing cards that are distributed in jails and prisons in the area, in hopes of inmates would, in hopes that an inmate or someone who may know something that is incarcerated would see it and come forward and tell what they know. On April 16, 2019, Stillwater authorities found human skeletal remains in a wooded area south of 19th Avenue across from the Countryside Mobile Home Park. They initially believed that these remains were Darian's, but later determined that they were human skeletal remains of a male. Now, I did a little digging and found, like I said, her Twitter page and her Facebook page. Her Twitter account is still up, but there has not been any activity since a retweet, which looks like it could have been retweeted on or shortly after October 24th, 2017. Her Facebook page is active and being managed or updated by family. Again, this just makes this case that much more frustrating to me because Darian's friends and her family, her mom and her dad, did not delay once they realized that Darian was missing. As soon as the friends saw that they weren't able to contact Darian, they immediately reached out to the mom and the dad. The mom and the dad immediately got in their car and drove to Stillwater to start looking for her and to try to see what was going on. Darian's friends and family essentially did everything right. They immediately jumped into action. I just don't see how they could have done anything differently. Now, my initial thoughts are that, why didn't the construction workers reach out to law enforcement when they saw the woman who they say resembles Darian on or near the construction site? I just think that's a little odd. It makes me think that maybe they know more than what they're saying, especially when you think about it. It is a little strange that, a group of men would care enough to notice this young woman sitting there or roaming around, try to go and talk to her to see what was going on. And once she doesn't respond, they go so far as to have another group of people or construction workers go and try to talk to her to see what's going on. And she doesn't respond to them, but that's where they stop. They don't reach out to law enforcement. I mean, if she wasn't communicating, why wouldn't they call the police or the paramedics? Maybe she was having some sort of medical emergency or, mental breakdown or something. I just find it weird that they went to great lengths but then stopped right at the point of reaching out to law enforcement, according to their accounts. Now, maybe they were afraid to reach out to law enforcement for some reason, or perhaps one of the construction workers could have been involved in her disappearance. I know that it is very common for construction workers in the U.S. to be undocumented, and this came across my mind as a possibility for why they didn't reach out to police or authorities. It's also very suspicious that someone who worked on the construction site took her purse and attempted to use her credit card in a neighboring city. They actually like I said, were found an hour away in Oklahoma City attempting to use her card at a hotel. It's possible the co-workers returned later that evening and saw Darian still there at the site and picked her up or something. And, who knows? There's just really, there's such a small window where something could have happened to her, but there are just so many people that came in contact with her during that small window. As for the gentleman who said he saw her talking to his grandchildren, I don't necessarily find that unusual. And I wouldn't think that he may find it unusual depending on how old his grandchildren are. And I wasn't able to find that information out in my research. As I was researching this case a few people suggested one particular theory that they thought police should be looking into, and that is whether 54-year-old convicted felon and rapist Earl Oswald Jr. had something to do with Darian's disappearance. Oswald was paroled in 2017 after serving 20 years for rape and lived and worked very, very close to Darian in Stillwater. He worked at Armstrong Stillwater Flooring Plant, located at 4115 North Perkins Road in Stillwater. He lived in the Top Value Mobile Home Park, located at the 2600 block of Gregory Lane in Stillwater. Oswald has a long history of rape convictions dating back to the 1990s. He is currently on trial for the murder of a young 29-year-old woman named Chelsea Chafin, who rented a room from him just 2 days prior to the day that police allege that he murdered her. Initially, Oswald reported her missing, but police found this story suspicious and continued investigating Chelsea's case. As the case progressed, police ultimately ended up charging Oswald, arresting and charging him, alleging that he was involved somehow in her disappearance. In the arrest affidavit for Oswald, he ultimately admitted that he and Chafin were drinking in their shared home and that she got into some sort of verbal argument with another resident who was probably his girlfriend and threatened her with a glass bottle. Oswald claimed that Chafin hit her with the bottle in the head and cutting her eye. He then recalled hitting her in the face and knocking her unconscious, but remembered nothing else after that. According to Oswald's girlfriend, she told investigators that Chafin had told her to leave, which she did at around 4:30 a.m. When Oswald brought his girlfriend back to the residence around 7:30 a.m., she says she saw Oswald covered in blood while Chafin appeared to be dead on the floor, naked with blood around her nose. And the affidavit also states that Oswald ultimately admitted he and his girlfriend threw the roommate's body, or Chelsea's body, off of a bridge in North Ripley, which is a few miles, I believe a few miles east of Stillwater. Now, these locations are all very close, like I said, to Darian's home, her job, and the neighborhood where she frequented. In my opinion, although not proven, it is very possible that Oswald could have had something to do with Darian's disappearance. They lived and worked within a few miles of each other, and it's very likely that their paths could have crossed at some point. I mean, she actually lived and worked within 6 miles of Oswald's job at the tile company, and she lived less than 5 miles from his Stillwater mobile home. I think it's possible or likely that Oswald would have stopped in to the only Chili's too in town for food or drinks, either with his girlfriend or by himself, and perhaps had some sort of contact with Darian. The Chili's is located on a main road, which is essentially the same road that he would have to use to get to his job. It's also possible that Oswald spotted Darian walking near the area of the Catholic Church. To this day, like I said, Darian has still not been located, and police have not received any additional tips or leads in as far as her whereabouts. I really do hope police have considered and are considering all possibilities, especially pertaining to Oswald Jr., as well as, maybe just doing some additional digging and talking to the construction workers. Well, that is really all I have for this story. It is just like I find myself saying every single time, another case of a woman disappearing. And with this case, it's just a little bit different because there was such a small window where between the time that she went missing and between the time that people realized she was missing. And I just feel like it could have been avoided. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments below. It's very heart-wrenching and sad to know that her parents literally were there within 24 hours of the friends contacting them and saying, hey, we can't get a hold of Darian. We're not able to find her. And that window is basically, the 21st through the 26th. It's crazy to me. I mean, if just one of the people who came in contact with her on October 26th would have thought enough to say, hey, let me call police because this doesn't seem right. This young girl is out roaming around and, you know, she's not talking and she seems a little out of it or disheveled. Perhaps she would be safe with her family today. Like I said, I do hope Stillwater police are actively investigating her disappearance, and I hope and pray her family is able to get some sort of closure. If you know if you know anything or anyone who may know something about the disappearance of Darian Michelle Hudson, please contact Detective Mary Kellison of the Stillwater Police Department at 405-742-8357, or you can also contact the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigations at 1-800-522-8017, or you can email tips@osbi.ok.gov. I will leave all of the contact information in the description box below. So yeah, guys, that's really it. It's like I said, it's just another, I mean, this girl is so young. She's still essentially, or at the time of her disappearance, she was essentially a baby. I mean, she was 23 years old. Today, she would be, what, 26, 27 years old, still a baby, not even in her 30s, just beginning her life. And it's just crazy that she was going through so much, so many challenges. And it's, like I said, also even more crazy that she was in contact with her parents every day. She, you know, was in contact with friends and family, and they knew that something wasn't right when they weren't able to get a hold of her, and everyone jumped into action, but they still just were not able to do it in enough time to be able to find her. So yeah, that's it. I just want to encourage you all that, you know, if you are interested in this type of content, to please subscribe to my channel, and please hit the notification bell below so that you're notified when I post new videos. I am trying to develop a system where I'm posting twice a week, like I said, sometime between Wednesday and Thursday, and then Saturday, of course. And, you know, let me know in the comments below what you all think. I mean, what do you think about these construction workers who just decided that they were going to go back to work and leave this girl sitting there not talking? If she wasn't talking, I mean, I'm sure they thought something strange about her behavior, because the first group went and got their boss, supposedly, and then the boss got another group, and then they came back to try to talk to her. What do you think about the fact that they didn't decide to reach out to law enforcement? And then also, what do you think about the fact that some of those coworkers decided to take her belongings or take her credit cards? You know, did they do that while they were working? Did they do that, you know, did they come back later on that evening? Let me know in the comments below what you think. So that's pretty much all I have for today. So that's it, guys. Take care. Bye.